Welcome. My name is Caroline Kerr. I'm Chief Executive Officer of the Joyce Ivy Foundation. We are so pleased that you are here. I am joined this evening by several other members of our leadership team, including members of our board of directors, others who are volunteers, my colleague Cheryl Fletcher, who professionally leads the organization with me. They have flown in some cases, from Philadelphia and Boston and New York, Chicago, all over the place. So on behalf of all of us from the Joyce Ivy leadership team, welcome. We are so pleased that you are here. Many, many hands came together to make this evening happen, from balloon tying to centerpieces. And that is a wonderful team of volunteers. Some of them have flown in from all over the place to be here as well. And I want to thank them for all of their great efforts and work in putting tonight together. And they are led, this team of elves that makes it all happen, is led by someone who, without this woman, this evening surely would not be happening, and that is Lori Antonucci. Lori is a member of our board of directors. This is her second year of chairing the Gala event, and Lori, we are truly, truly grateful for all of you have done. Lori actually organized this from Chicago this year, if you can believe that. So we're very, very grateful. I also want to thank our Gala sponsors who are here and other guests this evening. In the variety of different ways that you support the foundation, you make not only this evening possible, but you make all of the programming that we do beyond this, what's at the heart of the organization, you make that possible. So making opportunities available to the young women who you will hear from later this evening, our summer scholars, making our workshops that we've been doing the last couple of days about college access and readiness work, you make all of that possible in the various ways that you contribute. So thank you for the range of support that you offer, and also thank you very much for being here this evening to help us celebrate our fabulous summer scholars and to celebrate our 2014 Leader of the Year. So thank you for that. The Joyce Ivy Foundation is a nonprofit organization founded in 2006, and it was an idea hatched by a group of Midwest natives who, for a variety of different reasons, found their way out of the Midwest and ventured farther afield for college. So they headed off to places like Brown and Harvard and Dartmouth and Princeton, and they had incredible transformative experiences. They loved it. They felt academically they were being stretched. They felt as though they were meeting individuals from all over the world. They absolutely fell in love with their college experiences, but they felt that their college experiences opened doors for them. It opened their minds and ideas to new possibilities professionally. It opened their mind to ideas about who else populated this planet with them, and I think opened them up to all sorts of new experiences. They came back to the Midwest and thought, my gosh, there should be more Midwesterners represented on these highly selective college campuses. And if you look at the numbers historically on colleges like Stanford and Brown and Harvard and other places that are these wonderful institutions of higher education that we talk about nationally with such pride, the number of students from the Midwest is underrepresented. It's been underrepresented historically. It is still underrepresented today. So our founders discovered this, came back to the Midwest and said, but my gosh, we've got to encourage young students to be broadening their horizons, and particularly young women. And when they thought about young women, they thought, well, we want to help encourage them and encourage their families to confidently send their young women off to college and trust that this was going to be a positive thing, and saw that college was a stepping stone to what they ultimately hoped would be paths of leadership and impact. They wanted to see more women in C-level positions. They wanted to see more women in leadership roles across different sectors in elected office. They saw college as one important step in making that happen. Here's some of the initial responses they received when they started talking about this. They had young women say, I've never heard of that college you just mentioned. Or, gosh, there sounds like there are a lot of really smart students there. I'm not sure that I'm up for it. Or, I'm from the Midwest. I don't really have anything to offer. I'm not diverse in any way. I don't really have anything unique to offer. And that is the one, as a native myself of the Midwest, that's the one that really hurts when I hear that, the feeling that young women feel we don't have much to offer as Midwesterners. And then the last piece was, I can't afford it. I don't think that I could ever afford to have an education like that. And that was the idea that our founders really organized around and said, you know what, if you are a low-income student or a middle-income family, because I think we have so many middle-income families in this country that are being squeezed on all sides, you are smart and you're talented and you're ready to do this. And these colleges have these fabulously large endowments. And this is exactly what they should be doing with their endowments, is making it possible to attend. And what a lot of students didn't realize is you're defaulting to staying in-state. And for our students in Michigan, they have some wonderful in-state options. They don't need to look very far for great college options. But they sometimes were assuming that they needed to stay in-state because they simply couldn't afford to go any farther away than that. That's just not true. And in a lot of cases, that's actually more cost effective for these young women to be going off for college than it is to be staying in state and paying even that in-state tuition. So we thought, how do we do this? How do we get these young women to be thinking about this? How do we get them to think more broadly, more aspirationally, raise those aspirations, think about more colleges and universities? And what we ultimately decided to do was launch the Summer Scholars Program. So that is giving young women the opportunity as rising 10th, 11th, or 12th graders in high school, go spend the summer at Brown. Go spend the summer at Stanford. Go spend the summer at Barnard in New York City. Take classes, meet a roommate who comes from the other side of the world. Recognize that you're smart enough and talented enough to do this. And understand that you can pay for it. And that immersive experience is what they realized sparked this. And if you think about this relatively small investment on the front end, this totally changes the life trajectory and college plans for some of these young women. These are programs that existed already. It was simply bringing partnerships together in new ways. And that, to me, when I thought about coming on board for Joyce Ivy, that was particularly striking to me, that these are resources and opportunities that exist. We just need to be bringing them together in new ways. So that is largely what we have done. In addition to doing the Summer Scholars Program, we also run something called the Joyce Ivy College Admissions Symposium. And for the last 2 days, we've brought together over 400 Midwestern high school counselors, community-based organization leaders, students, families, admissions officers who've flown in from both sides of the country to lead workshops, financial aid officers, volunteers, alumni of these institutions. They all come together. We get the right people in the room, and we've seen over 400 of them engaged in these workshops in these last 2 days. And that's another Joyce Ivy hallmark event, very unique in the Midwest, totally unique within the Midwest, but also highly unusual nationally. So we've really become a national model that others are seeking to follow. This year's group of summer scholars, there are 80 of them in total. They are our largest cohort to date. They come from the largest applicant pool to date. They hail from Michigan, Ohio, Nebraska, Missouri, Minnesota, North Dakota, and South Dakota. They, by and large, 80% are in the top 10% of their high school class. Over 20% of them are going to be the first in their family to attend college. They are exceptional, talented, bright young women. They're also passionate, interesting, and quirky, and wonderful. And that's the other thing that we love, is that they're top-notch in terms of their smarts, but they are wonderfully engaged in community, and we're exceptionally proud of this group. So, scholars, let me just say to you, we are so proud of you and what you've accomplished to date. Parents, you are raising a really wonderful generation of young women, and it is humbling for us to be able to help you a small bit in that endeavor of raising these young women. So we want to say congratulations again, and I'm going to ask my colleague from the Joyce Ivy Board of Directors, Greg Lewis, to come, and he is going to help introduce the summer scholars so that you can meet and hear a little bit more about this wonderful group. But thank you again, and welcome.
Well, again, welcome everyone. As Carolyn mentioned, I'm Greg Lewis with the Joyce Ivy Foundation Board, and it is my honor each year to introduce the scholars, the summer scholars that we have. And we have learned that it is much more interesting and much more effective for you if instead of listening to me, you get to hear directly from them. So hopefully they are all ready and prepared. We are going to have them introduce one another. And so without further ado, I'm going to jump right in, and with apologies for any names that I mispronounce, one of the things you can do is correct my pronunciation if that needs to be done. So with that, let me call up Bailey Hedman, Renee Klan, and Sanjana Medichetti.
So first, I'm going to introduce Renee. This is Renee Klan, and she is going to Brown this summer. And two things about her is that she was actually a French foreign exchange student, so she went to France. And she also loves to bake pies.
I'll be introducing Bailey Hedman. Bailey is also going to Brown this summer, and two facts about her are that she is a competitive cheerleader, and she also tutors students at a mathnasium.
All right, everyone. This is Sanjana Medichetti, and she will be doing research at U of M, and she does like to travel, and she likes to dance.
Terrific. Thank you. Next, we have Kara Skitzigi and Rebecca Weiss.
Okay. This is Becca. She is a sophomore from Akron, Ohio. She is going to Brown this summer for a 2-week leadership program. Her parents are named Barbie and Ken. That's not a joke. And she has a fish that is named after her.
This is Kara. She is also going to Brown. She's a junior, and she plays water polo, and she writes music.
Next, we have Mary Patton and Michaela Fulcrud.
So this is my new friend, Mary. She's a sophomore from Ohio. She's going to Brown this summer, and she plays lacrosse. And when she grows up, she wants to find a job where she gets to travel a lot.
This is my new friend, Michaela. She is from Michigan, and she's going to Bernard this summer. She was recently the Cat in the Hat in her school's production of the Seussical because she loves theater, music, and art. So,
Next, we have Rhonda Kyle and Maeve Hammond.
Hi. Okay, this is Maeve, and she's from Michigan, and she's a junior, and she will be attending Barnard in the summer. And her and her friends are working on a book for children that would excite them about science and math, and she also plays tennis and golf.
Hi everyone, this is Rhonda. She's from Ohio, and she'll be attending Barnard this summer. She has a pet dog named Bella that she likes to take pictures of, and she also has a small photography business.
Next, we have Rebecca Lutinen, and she is joined by Lauren Zielinski.
I'm introducing to you all my friend Lauren Zielinski, and she is a junior at L'Anse Creuse North High School, and it's already been decided that as a senior she's going to be the president of the student body, so that's pretty cool. And she was born in Germany, and she's lived in Alaska and Hawaii, so she's very well traveled.
Oh, sorry. I'll be introducing my partner and buddy, Rebecca Luton. She's currently a sophomore at Everest Collegiate High School. She'll be attending Brown this summer, which she's very excited about. Not only is she an intelligent young woman, she's also very athletic. She plays both soccer and basketball, and recently she went on a mission trip to Mexico.
Next, we have Nora Armijo-Sinitz. We have Laquana Spraggins, and they are joined by Keturah Webb.
Okay, so this is Nora. Nora's a junior. She is really involved in the arts. She acts, she dances, and one thing that I found out about her is she's in the marching band, and I also guessed that she played the trumpet without her telling me.
This is Laquana. She is a junior from Cleveland. She attends Laurel High School. She used to play the clarinet, but right now she runs track and plays volleyball, and she really, really, really loves mushrooms.
It is my very great pleasure to introduce Takura. She is a junior at Shrine High School in Detroit. She volunteers at the local library, and the last place she went that was a foreign country was to Nicaragua with her school for a mission trip, where she avoided touching 13-year-olds because it was awkward. I don't know.
And we're all attending Brown.
Oh yes, and we're all attending Brown. Yes.
Next, we have Kayla Dobies and Victoria Rikajeski.
Good evening. Tonight I have the pleasure of introducing Miss Kayla Dobies. She is going to be studying pharmacology in the nervous system at Brown University this summer. She is a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo, and she's also going to be running the Great Lakes Relay this summer, which will take her across the entire state of Michigan, which is very interesting.
It's my pleasure to introduce you Victoria Rikashecki. Rikachesky. I practiced that 5,000 times, still didn't get it right. She will be attending Brown this summer at the same time that I am, and she'll be studying political theory and law. She plays varsity golf at her school in Ohio, and she also dances, and her favorite thing to do is ballet. Victoria.
Next, we have Sydney Mantell and Jessica Wilson.
I will be introducing Sydney. She's a sophomore from Cincinnati. She volunteers at the Newport Aquarium, helping with the otters, and she likes to play volleyball.
And this is Jessica Wilson. She is a junior at Mason, so kind of by Cincinnati. She rows all day, every day, even in the winter. And she also likes to draw, so right now she's working on a skeleton with wings.
Next, we have Claire Washburn and Mira Sangvi.
I have the pleasure of introducing Mira Sanghi, and she goes to Northville High School in Michigan, and she's going to be attending the Leadership Summer Program at Brown, and something she enjoys to do is traveling, actually, which is really interesting.
I am introducing Claire Washburn. She is also attending Brown, but she is going to be studying engineering. And something really interesting about her is that she's involved in like theater and dance, and she also loves robotics.
Next is Krishan Burns and Hannah French.
Okay, so hi. This is my friend and partner, Krishan Burns. She goes to Renaissance High School, and 2 fun facts about her. She spends her free time blogging, which is super cool, kind of hipster, I don't know. And her blog is called Say Hello Doll. And also, second fun fact, she really enjoys watching thrillers like Supernatural. Any Supernatural fans? Yeah. But it's kind of strange because she's also really easily scared. So she's kind of like, I don't really know. Weird. Anyways, I'm so sorry. She's a sophomore and she's going to Stanford this summer. So yeah. Okay. Cool.
Hi, my partner and friend Hannah French. She goes to Oak Amiss High School. She's a junior, rising senior. She's going to Stanford as well. And 2 fun facts: she identifies herself as Irish, and she enjoys doing reckless things. For what reason? Who knows? But it's fun. So yeah.
Next is Amber Heard and Abigail McCoy.
Good evening. I have the pleasure of introducing Abigail McCoy. She's a junior at South Webster High School in Portsmouth, Ohio, and she's also my fellow Harvard buddy, so I hope to get a dorm with her. She enjoys cross country. She's very passionate about international law and learning different languages, and she knows how to sing, play the flute, and play the piano. Thank you.
It is my pleasure to announce Amber Hurd. She goes to school in Ohio at Fairfield High School. She will be attending Harvard with me for 7 weeks this summer. And she loves Korean pop, which I did not know what that was until I met her. And she is interested in being a doctor or studying international business. Thank you.
Next is Ashley Kennedy and Thuy Tong Nguyen.
It is my great pleasure to announce Thuy Tong Nguyen. She goes to Caledonia High School here in Michigan. She likes to listen to classical music and likes the show Law & Order SVU.
I'm here to introduce Ashley Kennedy, and she goes to high school, but she doesn't go to high school because she takes 18-hour credits at this local community college, which is pretty great, I think. Oh, she's from Ohio too. I'm a Michigan fan, but Buckeyes are cool too.
Next we have Tina Lee and Alice Shang.
Good evening. I would like to introduce Alice Jang. She's a sophomore in Ohio, and she'll be going to Johns Hopkins this summer to study medicine. She's on our school science Olympiad team doing the events Dynamic Planet, Water Quality, and something to do with genetics. And she's on her varsity golf team.
Hi, this is Tina Lee. She is a sophomore from Michigan, and this summer she will be going to Stanford for 8 weeks, and she's going to be studying computer science, physics, and kickboxing. And she is the programmer on her school's first robotics team, and their team name is called the Thunder Chickens.
Next is Aditi Adhikari and Daniela Wolfeisen.
This is Daniela Muleisen. She's a junior at Walled Lake Northern, and she's attending Brown for 2 weeks to take a Psychology of Good and Evil course at the same time as me. 2 interesting facts about her is that she likes E.E. Cummings, Pink Floyd, and neurotransmitters. And she also speaks 3 languages because her mom is Mexican and her dad is German.
This is Aditi Adhikari. First, she's from Nepal.
And then she planted rice in Nepal, which is pretty cool. And she's been playing the piano since she's 4. And she's going to Brown too, by the way, to take a neurology class. And I forgot the last thing. Oh yeah, her little puppy's name is Simba, like from The Lion King, which is awesome. Sorry.
Next we have Jordan Pear and Caroline Randolph.
Good evening. I have the pleasure to introduce Jordan Pear, who I am paired with. She is going to Brown for a 2-week course on sketch comedy writing. She is a black belt in martial arts. She really likes theater and writing, which is why she's doing sketch comedy writing. And she's homeschooled. And, oh my gosh, I forgot the last thing too. This is like a common occurrence. Okay, and she's really pretty.
I have the pleasure to introduce Caroline. She likes playing tennis and has a fat corgi. She's also going to Brown to do sketch comedy with me.
Next we have Majida Holloway and Haley Varnado.
So I'm pretty sure we're the last one, so almost time for the candy bar that we've all been waiting for. This is Majida. She is studying at Johns Hopkins this summer. She's a junior. 2 interesting facts about her is that she wants to become a physicist, and she doesn't eat meat.
So this is Haley. She is from Ohio. She's also going to Johns Hopkins, and 2 interesting things about her are that she likes to participate in triathlons, and that she has never eaten at Taco Bell before.
All right, now, is there anyone that I missed? Because we did have some changes last minute and maybe had some people home. Any scholars that I've missed? All right, I don't see any hands go up. So let's have a big round of applause for this year's Joyce Ivy Scholars. Terrific. Thank you all very much. I will turn it back over to Caroline.
So Haley was absolutely right. This is the point of the evening where the candy bar is open. And this both is for the young women to get nice and sugared up tonight, this evening, but also because some of our summer scholars and families have driven quite far to be here this evening, that you are encouraged, little baskets there, to take some with you for the road. But we're gonna take a little bit of a break for the program, let you continue some of your table conversations, have some of that candy, and then we'll be back shortly and continue on with our Leader of the Year address.